Who's ready for some soccer live here on the East Coast Conference Network? This is East Coast Conference Soccer Action live from the College of Staten Island and home of the Dolphins. It's Dolphins Park here on the East Coast Conference Network. Nick Durst here, joined by Tyler Clark, and today the College of Staten Island Dolphins men's soccer team hosts Roberts Wesleyan's men's soccer team. The Dolphins take on the Red Hawks. Tyler, what are we looking at here in this matchup?
Well, the College of Staten Island men's soccer team is now back following a week off as they take on the Red Hawks this week. The Dolphins came up short in their last game, 2-1 loss against Queens, and their schedule is now 2-4-2 on the season, with their ECC record being 0-2-1. The Red Hawks record is 3-4-3, and the ECC record is 2-1-1. In the two previous meetings between these two teams, Robert Wesleyan 1-1, and the last game they had a draw.
Absolutely, yes. And that all-time series, as you mentioned there, 1-0-1 Roberts Wesleyan leads in that season series history here. So let's take a look at the starting lineups here for each team. First, for the Roberts Wesleyan Red Hawks, the goalkeeper is number 0, Caleb De Silva. Joining him in the starting lineup, number 2, the defender, Dwayne Lewis. Number 4, Joshua Jones, the midfielder. Number 5, Toby Balam, the junior forward. Nathan Ferguson is number 9. He's a senior defenseman. Thomas Nagy is number 10. He's a senior forward. Takumi Horan, number 12. He is a freshman midfielder. Benjamin Lascano, number 14, the junior defenseman. Number 20 is Luis Milan. He's a senior midfielder. Number 21 is Jordan Robinson, the freshman midfielder. And rounding out the starting lineup, number 28, Robert Hins, the senior defenseman. Their head coach is Scott Reber, class of 86, Robert Wesleyan. He is in his 10th year as head coach. Now looking at the Dolphins starters, let's go through them here. Amari Thompson, number 30. He is the goalkeeper, the sophomore from Brooklyn, New York. Number 2, Michael Garcia, the defenseman from the Bronx. Number 4, Luis Asensio Cueva, the defenseman, sophomore from Baldwin, New York. Franklin Shehu, number 5, is the defenseman. He's a freshman from Staten Island. Number 7 is Daniel Angulo. He is a midfielder from Staten Island. Number 8 is Brian Kirilu. He is a midfielder from Staten Island, New York. Number 9, Fortune Uzo, the forward from Valley Stream, New York. Number 10, Raul Naranjo, the forward from Brooklyn, New York. Number 11, Alex Morris, the defenseman from Sydney, Australia. Number 17, Leandro Angulo, the defenseman from East Elmhurst, New York. And number 29, Stephen Flores. With that being said, we're going to step aside here for a quick break as we pause for the national anthem. When we return, Dolphin.
The Kettle Black on Staten Island, a top 5 wing joint in America by Food and Wine magazine. Serving daily lunch and dinner at the bar or on the floor. Perfect for family and group parties with top shelf drink and delicious food. From great times with good friends. Live sports and watch parties. To Staten Island's hottest nightlife. The Kettle Black features live music and DJs weekly. The Kettle Black features daily and nightly food and drink specials. The best Staten Island has to offer is at the Kettle Black. We'll see you there at the Kettle Black, located on 415 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
No, I'm right. The podcast that uncovers the origin stories of some of the biggest names in sports, media, and entertainment. Nick Durst here along with Joe Calabrese.
Here we are, 200 episodes later, about 150 episodes with guests, our friends, soon to be your friends.
Well, it's pretty clear, Joe, that it's all about You Know I'm Right, the podcast. That's my You Know I'm Right moment. Wanted to do a podcast, and everyone was like, what are you, crazy? Who's going to listen? You're not going to get guests. Well, guess what? I'm the best when it comes to getting guests. You could vouch for that.
I am so happy that you asked me to do this. I couldn't have been more thrilled, and Follow us on socials. Check us out. I promise you, if you want to work in media, whether you work in media now, whether you want to quit your job and work in media, come to us, and I promise you, we will get you on the right foot.
That's what it's all about, uncovering the origin stories of some of the biggest names in sports, media, and entertainment. Keep it locked on You Know I'm Right.
Hobra, a taco joint, Staten Island, where we're proud to have shared our family-first spirit with people from throughout New York City and the world. With indoor dining available both at the bar and on the floor. Or step outside for additional seating and an outdoor bar. Serving beer that's crisp, ice cold, and worthy of a day at the beach. Cocktails that explode with flavor. And great food made with the freshest and healthiest ingredients available. Events feature food and drink specials. Live music. And the best of Staten Island nightlife. Your CSI Student ID saves you 10% on your dine-in order at Hobra. Visit us at 412 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
Welcome back, everybody. Make sure you support our sponsors, Hobra, Kettle Black, and the You Know I'm Right podcast. Thank you for those commercials there. We're getting set here for the game to begin. Roberts Wesleyan in their black kits and the Dolphins in their Dolphin blue kits. And we are getting set to get things kicked off here. Tyler, the weather right now, it's holding up. It was raining a little heavier before we got our broadcast started. So certainly something to keep an eye on. Weather could be an impact, Tyler.
For sure. During the last game, the women's Dolphin soccer game, it was supposed to rain the whole time, but fortunately it held up until the game ended.
Hoping for some good weather here as Roberts Wesleyan kicks that out of bounds. Dolphins will inbound the ball. Michael Garcia to throw it in. Throws it down the sidelines. And Dolphins maintain possession for now. Back to Garcia. Dolphins with the ball in midfield. Garcia tried to outlet pass to him, but the pass was broken up. And it's played back now. Steven Flores crosses the ball. Turned over by him. Redhawks have possession there. Some contact on that play. And ball is played across. Right now, Redhawks with possession. And that ball is going to go out of bounds. Have a whistle because the ball is on the field, and ball runner Pat Fleming will make his way over to the ball and pick up the ball, but the action is back on the pitch. Ball's thrown in and immediately headed out of bounds, and it's going to be turned over there. Dolphins now with possession. They will inbound the pass. Roberts Wesleyan takes over, though, in the midfield now. Good defense there, but Roberts Wesleyan maintains possession. Missed headbutt there, but called for a whistle. So the Dolphins will take over. Steven Flores plays it back to the keeper, Amari Thompson. Ball now on Garcia's foot. He crosses it. And that ball's going to end up in the stands. Garcia to inbound here with the toss. He throws it. And ultimately, Dolphins maintain possession but play it back. Angulo passed it to Angulo, the two captains of this team. Dolphins were looking for a handball there, but they maintain possession no matter what. Ball played into the box, but Roberts Wesleyan gets it and clears it, and they throw it and kick it out of bounds. Tyler, what have you liked so far about the Dolphins here, looking like they're going on the offensive attack early?
They're really showing a lot of aggression to start off the game. They're definitely being relentless on the pitch right now, giving these defenders their run for their money.
Oh, right there. Brian Carrillo is tripped up, and Dolphins are going to have a free kick here in prime position to put one on net. We'll see what sort of wall the Red Hawks form here to block the kick. Ronho there to kick, along with Carrillo, I believe. Hard to see the numbers from our vantage point.
Yeah, the dark numbers on the light jerseys, it's not doing us any good right now.
No, sir. All right, here comes the free kick. And it's on net, but easily scooped up by the keeper, Caleb De Silva. Red Hawks now trying to get the ball downfield, but they kick it out of bounds. And once again, Garcia to throw it in. Uzo with the ball now. Plays it back to Angulo, who tries to cross it across the field to Cueva, and it goes out of bounds right to Pat Fleming, our ball runner. Ball's thrown in, and Red Hawks possessing it. Bit of a trip up there, and it's going to be Red Hawks with the free kick. Red Hawks get the ball past midfield for the first time since the opening kick. And back the other way now is the Dolphins. Looks like a whistle there as Naranjo was pushed to the floor by Nathan Ferguson. Free kick upcoming, and Dolphins now with the ball. Dolphins playing it back. Looking to assess and then attack. The ball's played forward, but out of bounds. Roberts Wesleyan looking to advance the ball here. Having some difficulty advancing it much past midfield. Early on here, Tyler, the Dolphins doing a good job on the defense as well when it comes to the Red Hawks trying to advance the ball towards their offensive zone. But right now the Dolphins on the offensive attack here. Some fancy footwork there. And that ball is cleared momentarily by the Red Hawks. Garcia plays it across, but right into the head of Dwayne Lewis, who temporarily clears it. Dolphins remaining on attack, but Dwayne Lewis kicks it away there. Dolphins looking to potentially get a shot on net here, but good defense there by Jordan Robinson to kick it out of bounds. Tyler, what do you like so far about the Dolphins here relentlessly on the forecheck on defense, not allowing Roberts Wesleyan to really set up with the ball?
They're tenacious for sure. They're definitely playing as hard as they can. I mean, I don't, like you said, the ball's only been on Dolphins' side of the field once since the kickoff. And that's surprising because the last game, the Red Hawks women's defense was impeccable. They were doing the same thing that we're doing to their men's team right now. And hopefully we can keep that up for the rest of the game.
time of possession always going to be crucial. Typically, the more you possess the ball, the more likely it is you are to take a lead and score. Only that one shot on net so far, though, on that free kick. Dolphins cleared ahead and headed there by Joshua Jones, who heads out of bounds. Dolphins quickly inbound it. Angulo with the ball over to his brother. Angulo. It's played back. And Angulo with the ball again. And he turns it over. Nice job there defensively by Toby Balam from the Red Hawks. Ball's going to make its way back to the keeper, Amari Thompson. Dolphins with the ball in the midfield. Angulo plays it down the sideline a little too far, and Garcia is able to save it, but it's turned over. Red Hawks with the ball going the other way, and Garcia came up from defense to try to play that, so he has to get back, and he does, and ball goes out of bounds. Some contact in the midfield. And once again, the Dolphins there at midfield, Tyler, able to get the ball.
Just about 10 minutes into the game.
Dolphins once again with the ball in the midfield. Angulo plays it deep. And called for offsides as Raul Naranjo. Could have been a nice shot there. And saw there a little extracurricular activity as Benjamin Lascano kind of gave a look, gave maybe a little push there to Naranjo. Ball is booted ahead by the keeper, Caleb De Silva. Now here come the Red Hawks on the attack. That ball is played past the defense, and it is in the back of the net. The goal goes to Thomas Nagy, who puts it in the back of the net with a little assist by the defender of the Dolphins. We'll cue that up on the replay and see ultimately how that play happened. But nonetheless, the Red Hawks here in their first shot attempt of the game put it in the back of the net and take a 1-0 lead here with 34 minutes left in the first half. Tyler, let's take a look and walk everybody through what they're seeing here on the replay.
Well, that was definitely an early goal. It's definitely what you want from a team, especially as a coach. Inflict,
a little pressure there, yeah.
A little pressure there early.
Unfortunately there, Franklin Sheehu tried to make the stop, but ended up going off his chest and went into the back of the net. So an early goal here. Thomas Nagy gets credit for the goal. Nice pass there to set him up as well. We'll see if we're able to get the assist on there from the official stats for you at some point. Dolphins now down early here. And Tyler, you've worked a lot of Dolphins games this year. The team tends to struggle when trailing.
Yeah, they're very late quarter team. They're very aggressive throughout the game, but once it gets to that crunch time, they really like to play the ball aggressively, really, really try to score. As in the last 2 home games that I was here for, they almost won both, but unfortunately Both lost by 1 point in both games.
So Dolphins down here early. We're going to get a corner kick, our first of the game. So Dolphins with the chance here to potentially put a shot on net and tie this one up. Certainly did not want to be down here within the first 10 minutes. But they are, and that was an absolute waste of a corner possession. And coming back here with a full head of steam the other way is Robert Wesleyan. And with the ball, number 5, Toby Balam, and good defense there by the Dolphins to break it up. And Garcia is able to make Balam kick it out of bounds, and he'll have a goal kick. So good defense there, Tyler, on that possession. Sheehu with the ball, back to the keeper, Thompson. Over to Stephen Flores. Flores to Angulo to Garcia. Garcia back to Angulo, who kicks it across the field. And it's played ahead for Alex Morris, who gets tripped up. And we'll have another free kick here for the Dolphins.
Nothing like a free kick early on in the game. Great way to change the tide.
Absolutely. Dolphins need to cash in here. Angulo to kick, it looks like. Shot is on net, and it is punched away by the keeper. Caleb De Silva was able to get one hand on it. And now the Dolphins will have a corner kick on the other side. So good attempt there to even it up. And the rain is starting to come down here a little more, a little heavier. And that is blocked. And cleared up ahead. And that is going to be a flag, but no yellow card, looks like. "30 minutes left here as the rain comes down." Roberts Wesleyan now with the ball as they get ready for the free kick. Joshua Jones to kick. Robert Hins nearby, but Jones hits it deep, and ultimately Roberts Wesleyan is called offsides.
I didn't actually see that one. Did you see that?
Well, it was close. It looked like Jordan Robinson could have potentially been behind the defender. That's what they called. Morris with the ball now.
Dolphins seem to be playing carefully. Definitely hoping for a slip up somewhere that they could take advantage of here.
Yeah, certainly they're going on the offensive, but they don't want to fall down to nothing. That'll be an insurmountable lead in all likelihood, but a corner kick is upcoming here. Corner kick straight to the goal, but knocked away, and coming back the other way with the ball is Robinson. He plays it ahead, and it is then kicked away by Nagy, who had the goal earlier, but it was knocked off a Dolphins defender, so Robinson will throw it in. And it's almost turned over there, but Lewis is able to maintain possession, kicks it back to the keeper. That come back the other way is Robert Hins. Hins ahead to Nathan Ferguson, who tries to play it deep to Toby Balam, but the Dolphins come away with it and are in possession at this point.
It was a great play right there. Dolphins have great defense inside their own box.
Right now, the Red Hawks come back the other way on the offensive. Over to Robinson, who tries to cross it, and it is stopped by Amari Thompson. Dolphins played ahead. Coming with speed here. And ultimately played out of bounds. So Red Hawks will take over. 26:45 left in the first half. Comes the kick from Caleb De Silva, observing the field, boots it past the midfield marker, and headed forward by Nathan Ferguson, but Dolphins end up with possession, and it's played to the outside to Uzo, who plays it in towards the net, and the header attempt goes out of bounds there as a huge header attempt there to put it on goal would have tied the game. And we'll take a look at that replay when we get the chance. And you see it here on your screen as it's played across, and Naranjo's header attempt, not on net, goes out of bounds. Angulo whistled, and Red Hawks will take over here with a free kick on the Dolphins' side of the field. Lescano plays it forward to Nagy, who couldn't maintain it, but the Red Hawks get the ball back, and the shot is well wide and high by Toby Balam. Dolphins now along the sidelines playing it forward, trying to turn the tide here. Down early, 1-0, and Roberts Wesleyan playing some good defense right now, but the Dolphins trying to go on the attack once again, and that ball is played forward, and no Dolphin is in the vicinity, and it'll go out of bounds, and it'll be a goal kick. Now 24 minutes left in the half. De Silva. His kick is headed, and right now The Dolphins trying to get the possession back, and they do. Steven Flores with the ball. And that ball was passed to Alex Morris, who played it ahead, but no one was there. And the Red Hawks take over. If you're the Red Hawks here now, Tyler, let's say you were head coach Scott Reber. You have the 1-0 lead early here. Do you look to maybe play conservative here and just hold the lead, or would you say go on the aggressive, try to score and give it a 2-0 lead to really maybe ice the game? Or do you worry if you're going too aggressive, you might lead to a big turnover and be down a man and ultimately end up giving that game-tying goal? What direction would you go to as that kick by number 20, Luis Juan, is high and over the crossbar?
I think I would go on the offensive. There's nothing better than having an early lead, especially if it's a big one. And in soccer, one goal could change the whole game, no matter what time is on the clock. 2-0 going into the half would definitely be something I'd want to see if I was hypothetically coach of the Red Hawks.
Fair enough. All right, Dolphins now trying with 22 minutes here to get another shot on net, potentially tie it up. I don't know, Tyler. I think Pat Fleming is really getting a good workout in. The ball runner right there in that corner. I've counted at least 6 times he's had to get the ball and retrieve it and throw a new one in.
Yeah, he's definitely getting the job done over there.
He's earning his money. That's for sure. In the rain, no fun. That's certainly the case, I would think.
A real trooper. Nick, this is your first time back announcing, right?
I've not done a soccer
while.
game this year. That is correct, Tyler. It's on a paternity leave, but here today. Expect to be back in full force for the basketball season, which opens up the weekend of November 10th with the men's and women's tournament, November 10th, 11th, and 12th. So stay tuned on the East Coast Conference and the CSI Sportsnet for that tournament. Should be jam-packed with action, just like this possession is right here for the Dolphins. And Dolphins had a shot there, but ultimately don't come away with anything. Looked like Miguel Espinoza played that ahead, so he must have subbed in. And I think it was Naranjo who tried to get a shot in goal but was unable to.
Yeah, from the previous games I've seen here at Dolphins Park, Naranjo he's put on a show. He's extremely fast, extremely physical. He's definitely somebody you want with the ball near the goal.
Naranjo from St. Joseph by the Sea High School, and he is in his junior year here with the Dolphins. Dolphins trying to make something happen here, but the pass attempt by Uzo is knocked out of bounds. Dolphins will throw it in. The throw-in ends up going all the way back to midfield after it's all said and done. And that ball on the sidelines goes out of bounds, and the Red Hawks will take over. We're going to have a substitution here for Roberts Wesleyan, as looks like number 12, Takumi Horan, comes off the field, and looks like 25, Cooper Carriage, the freshman from Australia, comes in the game. So we actually have 2 guys in this game from Australia, 1 on each team. Interesting. Very impressive. The power of the East Coast Conference is certainly global, Tyler.
For sure. They're always looking for those prime international.
All right. If you want to come and play sports in the U.S., look no further than the East Coast. Once again, Nick Durst on the call here with Tyler Clark, who's also doubling as engineer today, bringing you all the replays and the scoreboard. That shot put on goal, but is wide as Tyler breathes a sigh of relief, thinking that was potentially going to be the 2-0 goal right there, but it was wide of the net.
You don't normally see a shot taken from that far, especially at that kind of speed. But this is college soccer.
$17:46 left on the clock. We'll see if there's any extra time in this first half. But for now, Benjamin Lescano gets the kick. A free kick. Kicks it right to the Dolphins. Dolphins now to throw it in.
Dolphins are usually very fast on their throw-ins. That one was a bit slow. I think he was really considering who he should throw off the ball to.
Certainly a lot to decide before you do that throw-in. If you're going to go quick, slow, who you're going to throw it to. Lots to think about. Courage with the ball and passes it over to his teammate Nagy. Nagy across the field, but goes right in the direction of Uzo. Thompson had the ball, played it over to Lewis. Lewis to Robinson, back to Thompson. And Garcia with the ball now for the Dolphins over to Naranjo, who plays it forward and off the head of Robert Hintz. And the ball goes out of bounds. Garcia inbounds, and he goes ultimately to Roberts Wesleyan's Joshua Jones, who kicks out of bounds. So I'll do it again. Take two. Really quick inbound there. I think a little too quick. And they're going to make him bring it back because we're going to have a substitution. Cannot make out who's coming into the game here with the number. Maybe 14? 19 looks like. So William Lopez is in. Not sure who went off the pitch. But Garcia throws it in. I think it was Naranjo is off the pitch. That shot attempt there with an immediate impact in the game with Lopez with the fresh legs is blocked and goes out of bounds. So we're going to have a corner kick. Lopez, a midfielder from Brooklyn, New York. Freshman from Fort Hamilton High School. Here comes the corner attempt towards the net and headed away by Robinson, but the Dolphins get it back. And the kick by Lescano goes off the Dolphins. And ball goes to the midfield out of bounds. 13:20 left in the first half. Dolphins down 1-0.
I mean, other than the goal scored by the Redhawks, I feel like this game has definitely been even, considering possession of the ball.
Sure, Dolphins came out really hot early with a major amount of possession. And the Redhawks had that one offensive attack, but it was exactly what you want. If you're going to make the most of your lone opportunities, you want to put the ball in the back of the net. And that is what they did on that big goal by Nagy. 10 minutes into the game to give the Redhawks a 1-0 lead. A few more substitutions now, trickling in and out. And Toby Balam off to the bench for the Redhawks. Garcia plays that ahead and stays in for a while. Ultimately goes out of bounds as Lascano blocked the Dolphins there. William Lopez couldn't get to it, so we're going to have a keeper kick with 12 minutes left in the first half. Angulo now plays it ahead to Uzo, who puts it towards the net. And it's knocked away by Robert Hins. Dolphins with the ball still though. And that shot is too high. But a nice job there by the Dolphins to do what I think they need to do, Tyler. That is, when you get the opportunity with a little open space, try to put the ball on net and see if you can score.
Well, yeah, they definitely need an opportunity like that soon. As you can see by the replay, that shot was right over the net.
Lopez tripped up there by Lascano. The free kick now for Garcia. Out of bounds. Dolphins maintain possession. And Garcia throw it in again. Throws it in to Carulu's direction, who plays it ahead to Lopez. And Lopez is blocked out there by Hins, and the ball goes out. We'll have a goal kick. And we got some more substitutions here with 10 minutes left in the first half. Kick to the midfield. And Angulo with it. Over to Lopez. No, it's not Lopez, as that is number 16, Adrian Montalvan, the freshman from New York. And he gives a little shove there. Under 9 minutes here. And we'll see if the Dolphins can try to tie this up, as that is played ahead there. And cleared for the moment by Robert Wesleyan. Garcia gets double teamed there, goes to the floor, but no penalty called on Luke Haynes. And now we're going to get a penalty here, a yellow card on Steven Flores.
Definitely don't like seeing that. If you are the home team, as the fans have expressed.
First yellow card of the game. Mascano with the kick towards the big crowd in the middle. And it gets back to him. He plays it forward again. And looked like Amari Thompson pushed his own defender, Franklin Chihu, into the ball, who ended up heading it away. As Thompson went for the save. 7:45 left here now in the first half. Sheehu with the ball, plays it forward to Montalvan, but it goes out of bounds. And Roberts Wesleyan will take over. Lots of back and forth in the midfield right now, Tyler.
Yeah, each team is definitely doing their most right now. A lot of breakups, a lot of throw-ins so far in this first half.
Garcia has been throwing the ball a ton. Shot is high and just about off the Fitzgerald brothers' breast there. The Roberts Wesleyan took in here today.
Definitely dented somebody's roof right there, for sure. With that punt over the net.
Dolphins trying to go on the offensive here and tie the game before the first half ends.
Just about 5 minutes left. Ball is traveling all across the field. Refuses to stay in one spot. It's now a throw in for the Red Hawks.
Red Hawks with the ball here on the sideline. Played towards the center of the net. And headed, but not near the net. And Amari Thompson's able to scoop it up. About 4.5 minutes left here in this first half of action. Dolphins down 1-0. Some fancy footwork there. But Roberts Wesleyan comes away with it. Dolphins now, Tyler, really struggling to get towards the Roberts Wesleyan net.
Yeah, both teams coming off a loss here into this game. Definitely both looking to prevail with a victory.
Crucial here for the Dolphins, who are winless in the East Coast Conference when it comes to seeding for potential East Coast Conference tournament playoffs within soccer. That is booted ahead, but goes right into De Silva, who picks it up ultimately, and he will now kick it towards the midfield to Morris of the Dolphins, who plays it forward to Thompson of Roberts Wesleyan, who gets it, and he plays it across the pitch, and that ball goes out of bounds off, looks like Dion, perhaps, there. Uh-oh. Let's see if we can get a replay of that, Tyler. Looks like a bit of a collision. See if we can get a second look at that to kind of see what exactly happened. 2:34 left. Camera angle, not the best, but maybe they collided? We'll see here on the replay. Ooh. Kind of just ran into each other. They didn't see each other there.
It's been a physical game so far, Nick, as you can tell.
Yes. So the clock stops for the injury as head commissioner Allison is attending to Luis Milan with Roberts Wesleyan. He's going to come out here for the rest of the first half. Looks like the Micah Comfield comes in, or looks like Papuchi Schmoyer, the fifth-year forward from Haiti, checked in for him. Two minutes left here. Dolphins trying to go along the sideline there, but Steven Adebisi, who was in the game, could not keep it in.
Both teams have definitely been spreading the ball around a lot. Not afraid to be passing around to the teammates. But not too many attempts to score, as both teams at the end of this half still have one shot on goal, with unfortunately Red Hawks scoring with that one shot on goal, keeping it at a 1-0 lead for them. Ball's kicked out.
1 minute left here.
These Dolphins definitely trying to work something out here.
Pat with the big, quick toss there to try to get the Dolphins a last chance. And we got a flag here. or injured player at least. The Dolphins with the ball. We got 2 soccer balls on the field right now. So after some confusion, the Dolphins will get a free kick here at 21 seconds left in this game, in this first half. See if they get a shot on net here.
Redhawks coach definitely good
attempt there.
Letting the ref hear it right now.
But that ball is punched away by Caleb De Silva. And you hear our public address announcer, Frank Catasano, counting down, and that's going to do it here in this first half. So, to recap here, the first half, things got started early with a goal. Maybe we can get one more look at that before we go to the break here at halftime. An early goal here is the difference maker at this point. So, we'll leave you with a look at this goal, and then we will head into halftime. And when we rejoin you, it'll be the second half of action here from Dolphins Park in approximately 15 minutes. Take a look at this goal here, and then we will join you on the second half of the break. We do have some fans watching. Get some shout-outs here to Dante and Jet Glover. So thank you for tuning into the game, guys. And we will just go to break now. Having some issues with our replay system, so no worries there. And when we come back, second half of the Dolphins taking on the Redhawks.
I feel like as a player, I've grown so much with this group and with my coaches, and my game has just elevated a lot more than it would have anywhere else, to be honest. So I'm just so grateful to be able to play with this team. And just being able to play in Division I soccer week in, week out, it's just getting the best of both worlds, having the opportunity to get a degree. You really have to appreciate what you have. And there's so many kids around the world that don't get these opportunities, so you have to take advantage of it for sure.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor. It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
My dad was a soccer coach and bought this little book bag. I could sit in the book bag like facing backwards and look like my legs out. So I'd be in his book bag when my dad coaches and the ball's going around. I'm like kicking at the ball in the back and my dad's like, we have a prodigy. So he put me into soccer and it just progressed from there. The catalyst was the opportunity to play soccer at a Division II school. I loved the team. They brought me in like I was one of their own. The professors help out so much. They actually care about developing me, not only so I just memorize the material and able to take a test, but am I able to apply the information. I don't feel nervous asking them, hey, I'm not going to be in class, can you send me something? And they're completely fine with it and they understand, which is the best part. On my team, I thrive to work as hard as I can. I mean, whatever you do on the field, there's a positive correlation to whatever else you do, be it personal relationships, homework, the way you carry yourself. I'm able to go out and become president of the Student Athletic Advisory Committee. SAC is consistent of like a ton of different backgrounds, and we'll come up with cool ideas for like fundraisings and having the opportunity to raise money for Make-A-Wish and knowing it's going towards a good cause. Not only motivates me, but it motivates the whole community. I've changed since I got to King University. It's really helped me to develop as a leader. I think it's honestly the best thing that's ever happened.
Dear soccer, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to be in this position today.
Thank you for being something that is more than just my sport.
Soccer really is the beautiful game, and it will take you more places and give you more experiences than you could have ever dreamed of.
The people that I owe the most to are my teammates. They have been my crutch to lean on, shoulder to cry on, my hype woman in times of doubt, and my best friends day in and day out.
You get to wake up every day and play the sport you love at one of the highest levels at a prestigious university surrounded by your best friends. There is simply no better feeling.
You have given me my best friends, my most trusted mentors, and the most essential experiences of my young life. You are my community. With you, there is no race, no gender, no rich, and no poor. There is just a ball, 2 goals, and a common language.
Thank you for teaching me how to be a strong and courageous woman on and off the field. Thank you for giving me hope for the future.
On the soccer field, I found a home. That is where I have always belonged.
I've learned a lot of things. I think one of the biggest things is how to cope with people, because I think that at the University of Virginia, and just as you keep moving on in life, you're going to keep meeting like many more people. And I think all of the connections that I've made just at the University of Virginia they've become a big part of me. I think even the guys on the team, I consider some of them my family. I mean, I wake up in the morning at 6 in the morning, I'm spending time with them all the way up till 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night. And I think that's one of the bigger things that I've learned is the relationships that I build with people, whether it be on the soccer field and off the soccer field, because even classmates at University of Virginia are some people I consider some of my best friends. And I definitely think connections with people and the bonds that you build with people that I know are going to carry on with me through my entire life, it's definitely some of the bigger lessons I've learned.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can, and then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game, because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves, our vision, our heart, our drive, to achieve every goal we aim for, because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division II, the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
I can't describe how much I learned as a player, but also as a human being, because you have to overcome challenges that you don't face in other areas. As part of the NCAA and obviously the college system itself, being a student athlete, there's so many challenges that not everybody else can relate to, and you have to try to excel in both areas. And now eventually you'll become a leader. Like in my case, I kind of had to step up into that role. And I feel like I've embraced that challenge, and now I love the spot where I am right now. I love how I've matured, become a leader, become the captain of the team, and hopefully I can help the rest of the guys win the Natty.
I was the kid who would do surgery on my teddy bear and like have my sister be my patient, and I would wear the stethoscope and the lab coat. I was that kid. Wayne State Medical School has been my dream medical school since I was 5. Dr. News, who is the head of the biology department, definitely has had a huge impact over the past 2 years I've been in the lab. He took a chance on me and actually gives me the power to actually do things. Athletics are important, but so is service, so is research, so is becoming a better person. And we expect you to do well athletically, but don't forget the reason you're here, which is to give back to your community and to get good grades. I've had so many experiences with underprivileged people and just seeing that they want the basic things that people get out of life. And if I can help in any way, that just kind of warms my heart. That's why I want to be a doctor, to serve those who have been dealt a bad hand. It was my sophomore indoor season. It was the first year with our new head coach. And he comes in and he's like, we could be a national contending team if you guys work hard. And I heard him and I was like, well, I want to be a national champion. I want to be an All-American. And I bought in because he bought into our team. And I qualified to go to indoor nationals. It was just because I bought into myself, because someone bought into me. I decided I wanted it, so I went and grabbed it.
Dear soccer, there are no words to describe my love, admiration, and appreciation for you. From the moment I was brought onto this earth, you were all I knew. You have been with me and have seen me from a young little boy in Brazil to a well-rounded man in America. From all the days and nights kicking the ball at walls, breaking everything at home and making my mom upset, sleeping with a ball under my arms, making fun of my dad for beating him by 1 goal, never imagined that he will let me in just to see me smile. You were there for me. You were there with me. When we are together, nothing else matters. It's me and you. It's like the whole world disappears. Everything goes away and we just enjoy it. I have always given you my all, my very best. Soccer, you have brought me to a place outside of my comfort zone, gave me an opportunity to live out my dream, and introduced me to my mentors, my role models, and most importantly, my family. You have been my teacher, my biggest fan, my biggest critic, and my best friend. With you, I was able to accomplish milestones that I'll always be proud, experience moments that I'll never forget, make memories that I'll forever remember, and live the life that I always dream about. So thank you. Thank you for turning the little boy who used to break things into the house to the man that I am today. There are no words to describe my love, admiration, and appreciation for you. But there are words to describe the feelings that I have right now, playing in the Final Four, with the greatest team, the greatest coaching staff, with the greatest university, and with the greatest fans. Nothing will ever compare or measure up to this moment. We're not done. I hope to still have you with me for a long time and live many more great memories together. Thank you, soccer.
You know I'm right. The podcast that uncovers the origin stories of some of the biggest names in sports, media, and entertainment. Nick Durst here along with Joe Calabrese.
Here we are, 200 episodes later, about 150 episodes with guests, our friends, soon to be your friends.
Well, it's pretty clear, Joe, that it's all about You Know I'm Right, the podcast. That's my You Know I'm Right moment. Wanted to do a podcast, and everyone was like, what are you, crazy? Who's going to listen? You're not going to get guests. Well, guess what? I'm the best when it comes to getting guests. You could vouch for that.
I am so happy that you asked me to do this. I couldn't have been more thrilled. And follow us on socials, check us out. I promise you, if you want to work in media, whether you work in media now, whether you want to quit your job and work in media, come to us, and I promise you, we will get you on the right foot.
That's what it's all about, uncovering the origin stories of some of the biggest names in sports, media, and entertainment. Keep it locked on You Know I'm Right. And we are back here on the College of Staten Island campus at Dolphin Park as the Dolphins of the College of Staten Island are hosting the Red Hawks of Roberts Wesleyan University, and the action has begun here in the second half as the Dolphins gave up that early goal to the Red Hawks, so good job by the Red Hawks to make their possessions count. And right now, the Red Hawks with a 1-0 lead to get things started here in the second half as the Dolphins look to tie things up. Tyler, like you mentioned in the first half, that the Red Hawks and the Dolphins pretty much even on the possession time, but the Red Hawks got that goal, so they made their opportunities count more. So I think that was their only shot on goal. It was. Dolphins had only one shot on goal as well, but a few more shots towards the keeper's direction. And they had those 4 corner kicks. The Dolphins had no corner kicks given up. But nonetheless, the Red Hawks here, Tyler, have that 1-0 lead here in the second half.
Yeah, you said it, Nick. Both one shot on goal for each team, but a lot of kicks went wide, went over, and a lot of saves for sure. Goalie Amari Thompson for the Dolphins, although he let up one, he's still having a good game so far.
Throw is in and scooped right up by Thompson. He rolls it over to Morris. Flores, rather, excuse me. That ball is drilled down the right side of the field, and there to play it is Alex Morris. And Dolphins have possession now. See if they can get a shot on a net as it's played across the field to Angulo. Angulo takes a shot, but it goes way wide into the back of the net, but not that on the field. The net off the side of the field. The extra net's there. Tyler. De Silva kicks it to the midfield. Good strong kick off the head of a Dolphin and played all the way down. And the Red Hawks are going to throw it in from deep in the Dolphin zone. That throw ends up out of bounds, and we will have a goalie kick for Thompson.
This 1-0 lead is definitely exciting for the Red Hawks. The last game they played, they lost 6-2.
Big difference here on this game.
Bad beat. There's always room for improvement, as you can see here. But the Dolphins, with 40 minutes to go in the game, they got a lot of time on their hands to make a lot of big changes.
Need to start by getting on the attack more so in the box of Roberts Wesleyan. And get some shots on net. This might be an opportunity here. Some fancy footwork there by number 6 Miguel Espinoza, but ultimately turns it over to the Red Hawks. But a nice burst there, which is what the Dolphins need, as Angulo comes back with it, plays it ahead, and called for offsides was Brendan McGuire.
Those are the plays you hate when they're called offsides. Especially right out the gate, 5 minutes into the half. You'd love to see a goal, especially by the home team. As you could hear the the expressions of the fans who are unhappy with the way that turned out.
Good amount of fans here, especially with the rain earlier. Nice and dry out now. The sun's peeking through, but you could see it, Tyler. Very dedicated fans, and they are dying for something to cheer about.
You said it. A goal soon would definitely change the whole course of the game.
That kick there by Espinoza, who's showing a good burst of energy here to start the second half, just goes wide. No other Dolphin in the vicinity, and it goes out of bounds. And here comes the throw in from Roberts Wesleyan. Ultimately goes out of bounds again, so Roberts Wesleyan will throw it again further up the field. And Gula with the ball. And he blasts it into the stands almost there. So nice force on that kick, but nobody there to take in the pass. A D-Man VR2-like possession there, which ends in a whistle here. And the referee talking with the players of Roberts Wesleyan. And we'll get a free kick here.
It's been a few clock stoppages so far this game. Compared to the last game, there was practically none except for the goal that was scored. Referee making sure to get out of the way.
Here comes the free kick. And it is right to Thompson, who gets it, and then he is knocked into by Toby Balam, and the ball goes out of bounds. And they're going to give a corner kick here to the Redhawks. Corner kick was out of bounds there, and that's where it was headed by Joshua Jones, and they'll call it out of bounds. So Dolphins stove off an attack there by the Redhawks. And Cueva, unable to handle that, goes out of bounds. 37 minutes left in this one. And Tyler, I asked you earlier in the game with the early lead, what should the Redhawks do? Should they play aggressively? Should they sit back a little bit? Seems like now they're maybe play a little more conservatively, try to just hold this lead. How would you play it if you were running the show over there for the Redhawks like Scott Ribera is?
Definitely, like you said, definitely play conservative, but as conservative as you can be, you got to watch for those plays right there.
Espinoza took a shot, and Joshua Jones, the senior there, able to block it. He's from England.
A little too close for comfort. He had to knock that one out of bounds.
Big Ben-like, just getting in the way. Dolphins, Angulo with a nice move to get past the initial defender. And now we will have a whistle.
Clock is stopped at 35:49. These conference matchups are always going to have some physicality.
New conference rivals who last year was the first time they played. As you mentioned in the pregame show, Roberts Wesleyan won one game and they drawed in the other one. This game seemingly destined for either a Roberts Wesleyan win or a draw at this point. But we will see if either team could start getting some additional shots on goal as Angulo heads that one, and it ends up in the possession of the Redhawks. Here's a shot for the Dolphins, and they're unable to get a shot on goal as McGuire was going for an initial kick on net. It got blocked away by, it looked like, number 2, Rodrigo Torello, and Torello then knocked it away again, and the pass went wide. But that was a decent shot there, Tyler, for the Dolphins to potentially tie up the game.
They're definitely putting on the pressure now. They've since this half has started, they've definitely been letting this Redhawks defense know that they're not playing around. They're not trying to lose this game.
Looks
Nick,
like
you said before this was your first game back announcing.
In a while, yes, I did. Last game I did some baseball in the spring.
What are your thoughts on this Dolphins team so far today?
Well, so far today, they are being aggressive, but they gave that one goal. So I would almost say they're really kind of outplaying Roberts Wesleyan, but ultimately it doesn't matter. All that matters is the number of goals, and the Dolphins have a prime opportunity here now with this free kick. And we'll see if Roberts Wesleyan plays some good D-man here and was able to stop this kick from going in the back of the net. Kicks blasted towards the net, and nice job there to head that away by Joshua Jones. Dolphins, though, still with the ball. As Espinoza plays it across the field. And again, Joshua Jones coming up big with the header. Could have potentially been a handball there. Nothing was called. Dolphins bench wanted it. They thought that Thomas Nagy hit the ball with his hand, but he boots it deep, and it goes out of bounds. And the Dolphins throw it in. Benjamin Lascano very active in this game for Roberts Wesleyan, making his presence felt defensively. And we have Rodrigo Torello. He took a break to tie his shoe there. He's going to jump back on the pitch. He doesn't have shin guards on, looks like, or they are, but they're very low. Interesting choice by him. I played soccer back in the day. Always went with the high socks, especially when you're sliding.
Yeah, no shin guards is definitely something I would not do, especially at a college level soccer game. I can't imagine what that pain would be like.
Absolutely.
It's an Odell-like catch right there.
Nice job there. .31.5 minutes left until either Roberts Wesleyan seals the victory or the Dolphins tie it up. The sun has really come out now. You see it blaring down on the benches.
Thankfully. Last thing we want is rain. It's raining pretty hard before.
Yeah, it would have definitely impacted the game majorly with the pitch conditions being slick. Angulo tackled to the floor there, and he's saying, I was in the box. That should be a penalty kick. But the referee's saying you're outside of it, and we'll just get a free kick. So this is a big call here by the official that could impact the game. Penalty kick. Tyler, we'd be looking at potentially a tied game here. Free kick from here, still a good spot, but obviously with the defenders in the way, much more challenging to score. But Espinoza is going to kick it. I would recommend just booting it straight ahead, but I could see him potentially passing it to Daniel Angulo, number 7, or playing it up ahead in the box, up high. Potentially try to head it in. Here comes the kick for Espinoza. He drills it towards the net, and it's in the back of the net! No goal!
Oh, no. It was a goal.
A delayed reaction there by the official, but Espinoza drills it, puts it in the back of the net, and it's a 1-1 game. The officials are being talked to here by Roberts Wesleyan, who are saying it did not go in the back of that. I initially thought, Tyler, that it did go in the back of that. I thought it hugged the inside post. On the far post from here was in the net. We'll take a look at the replay here to confirm.
Yeah, on the replay, you can definitely see it go in the back of the net. What reaction time by him right there. What a goal. Definitely needed, especially with this much time left in the game.
Tremendous job here in the second half by Espinoza off the bench, Tyler. He has obviously made the impact in this one.
Definitely.
Dolphins now with some more life. You could just feel the energy in the stands now.
Yeah, they got a crazy crowd reaction from that one. Pace of the game is sped up just a notch. This Red Hawks offense is definitely on their toes now. Trying to close on Amari Thompson. It's just about 29 minutes to go.
Half an hour left here, and we will go overtime if the game remains tied. No team going to sit back now. In a tie game, both are going to look to score.
Was a diving header right there by the Red Hawks defense.
Dolphins playing with a lot more energy after that goal. And you could hear the fans happy with the offensive attack, Tyler.
Oh, yeah. They're definitely a part of this Dolphin soccer team, with just morale.
Morale is high after a goal. Let's see if they could tally another one. That shot blocked in front with all that traffic. A good shot attempt there.
It was a rocket of a shot. Right at the goalie.
Crazy exit velo on that one. As, of course, MLB playoffs going on today.
Today?
Today.
I did not know that.
The wild card round ended. Two game sweeps for all the series, and now we're on to the divisional round starting today.
How do you feel about our New York teams?
Well, they both stink, and neither of them are in the playoffs. So, very happy that the Yankees did not make the playoffs for a change.
So you're a Mets fan?
I'm a Mets fan. Very disappointed with how the season shook out, but some new leadership at the top. We'll see how things play out, just like we're going to see how things play out here in the last 27 minutes in this game. Redhawks trying to muster some offense here. And some trip up there. It's going to be Dolphins ball as Luis Milan gets the penalty against Angulo. Dolphins trying to get the ball here and score. And we have a lot of fans tuning in as that cross is knocked away by the Dolphins. But Roberts Wesleyan gets it back, and it's booted away. And shout out to some more viewers, Alex and Salome Saris, who are tuning in. They found us by way of the D-Man VR2 YouTube channel, which they say subscribe and like to. But very happy with all of our viewers here today for tuning in for some great action on the East Coast Conference Network. Get a free kick here, midfield. Dolphins go quickly, trying to take advantage. That ball is played back. Headed away by big number 4, Joshua Jones. Dolphins maintain possession, though. And Dolphins narrowly able to escape a penalty and keep the ball. And now, ball's knocked out of bounds. Dolphins to throw in. A lot of pushing there, but no foul called, and that ball is kicked out of bounds by Joshua Jones, so we're going to have a corner kick. This will be the Dolphins' 6th corner kick of the game. Roberts Wesleyan only 1 corner kick. Dolphins 2 shots on goal, and we'll see if they get a third one here. As it's passed in front, but knocked away nicely by number 22, Luke Haynes, the sophomore from Arizona.
Went from a corner on the Dolphins' end to a corner on the Redhawks' end.
From one corner to the other. Here comes the corner kick from Luis Milan. And coming over to help him out there is Thomas Nagy, who has the goal for the Redhawks earlier on. Hand up. Here comes the kick. Drilled to the front of the net and headed away by the Dolphins. Dolphins trying to come away quickly with the ball, but unable to. Red Hawks maintain possession, so nice job by them. On the far side of the field, far away from us. And ultimately played out of bounds by Cooper Kerridge, the freshman from Australia.
Always wanted to go to Australia.
Land down under. They
most definitely.
Their winters are our summers and vice versa. So the time to go to Australia is definitely in the cold New York winter here. Nice 90 degrees down at the beach, but very far flight. I don't know if I can handle that.
Yeah, it's
a whole day. It's like 20-something hours, I think.
All the way across the world.
Yeah. Couple of Australians in this game. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. All right, Dolphins coming back near the other side. Angulo with the ball. With some fancy footwork. He's tripped up. And we're going to get another free kick. And a yellow card is given to Benjamin Lascano. Oh, no, actually, Lascano does not get the call. Angulo gets the yellow card. Wow. I thought that the call was going against Roberts Wesleyan, but it goes against the Dolphins.
That's a bit of a tricky call there. The fans are definitely not agreeing with that. The official had a lot to say afterwards, too, after being questioned by the players. This is perfect time for the Dolphins to capitalize, especially after a yellow flag.
Oh, they're going to call another penalty. No flag here, but Miguel Espinoza has whistled. And back possessions now, where the Dolphins are going to have to give up the ball. No pressure being able to be applied offensively, it seems like, for the Dolphins right now, not getting a whistle.
Head coach Alex Kuba is definitely not happy with these calls against his players right now.
You can't blame him, that's for sure. Roberts Wesleyan now trying to take the lead with a goal here with 20 minutes left.
What a play. Keeping it away from the Red Hawks offense.
Good job there by the Dolphins. The Fins are up. The Fanatics are out in the stands, and the Dolphins are trying to make them proud to give them something to cheer about here as Espinoza plays it back to Morris. Morris across the field and gives it up. And once again, every time you look up, Benjamin Lascano making an impact for the Red Hawks. Back the other way, Luke Haynes. Handball there on Papuchi Schmoyer.
That was a bit of a late whistle there by a second by the official.
The fans in the stands are all over it right away.
As our other commentator, Joe Foreman, likes to call them, the unofficial officials. Or the aspiring officials. I apologize. Yes.
Dolphins now passing it back and forth, trying to make some progress on the field. A soft kick there ends up going on net and is easily scooped up by Caleb De Silva. The foul earlier, of course, led to the penalty kick, or the free kick, rather, by Miguel Espinoza, as the Dolphins thought it should have been a penalty kick as it was teetering near the inside of the box, but it was just a foul, not a penalty, and that kick ended up tying up the game. So the foul led to the free kick. Espinoza tied it up, and that is how we got to the 1-1 tie here. Thomas Nagy early on in the game was in the first 10 minutes, scored for the Red Hawks. 1-1 game here with 7:25 left in the second half. And Amari Thompson with the ball now. Angulo. Ultimately a whistle here. Daniel Angulo and Leandro Angulo, the two-star captains here for the Dolphins. Not related, though, Tyler. Can you believe it?
Not related.
No. One from Staten Island, New York, Curtis High School, Daniel, and Leandro is from East Elmhurst, New York, Thomas Edison High School. One's a junior, Leandro, and Daniel is a senior.
Learn something new every day.
That is for sure. Big pass towards the net, but well beyond the field of play. And we'll have a goal kick. 16 minutes left in the second half. Angulo up ahead to Uzo. Uzo with the ball, who passes it back. And with the ball is William Lopez once again. Lopez across the field. Angulo all the way across to Morris. Morris now passes it forward. And back to Angulo. Angulo shoots it from far away and headed away by Benjamin Lascano. Dolphins get the possession back, though, and they'll have to play it back towards Michael Garcia. Michael Garcia puts on the stutter step move, and it's over to Naranjo, who kicked it towards the defender. And it's back now towards Garcia, who gets it back to Naranjo, who plays it ahead to Uzo. Uzo towards the net, and it's off number 4, Joshua Jones, and we will have a corner kick. The Dolphins' 8th of the game. Red Hawks only 2 corner kicks in this one. Or maybe we won't have a corner kick. Hard to tell from our vantage point where we're out of bounds. So it's just going to be a throw-in from Michael Garcia. We're blocked off from our press box at the corner of the field.
Now, this Dolphins offense has been absolutely relentless in the past 2.5 minutes. Not giving this Red Hawks defense any time to breathe. Goalie's definitely been on his toes, not leaving the goalie box, let alone the pitch.
Certainly have been keeping Caleb De Silva on his toes. That's for sure. Player is down. Didn't quite see how we got injured there. It looks like Espinoza, who scored the goal from Panama City. And that's a bad break for the Dolphins if he has to come out now. A lot of Dolphins warming up on the sidelines, but injury here, and trainer Allison is going to check him out. What'd you see there, Tyler?
Looks like he definitely twisted up his ankle, or maybe it was a kick to the calf or the shin. It's a little unclear, but he's definitely not limping. He's getting off the field on his own will, so that's good. But he's touching that right leg, maybe his knee. Nothing good in that area. You never want to get that injured.
No, certainly not. All right, play is going to resume now. 13:26 left in the half. Roberts Wesleyan, just like early on in the game, in the first 5 minutes, really struggling to get the ball on an offensive attack. Dolphins just suffocating defense or forecheck. And both teams now running out of time here to potentially take a lead. 13 minutes left in the game. Dolphins will throw it in. Pump fake, thrown in anyway, after the fact, and booted ahead and into the possession of the Redhawks. Looks like that ball is going to be a rewarded possession to the Dolphins. Well, the substitution number 9, Uzo, comes out, and into the game is Steven Bronco. Bronco is the junior from Selden, New York, midfielder. Dolphins here, crossing towards the middle of the field. Espinoza, who's back and shoots, and it's just wide. Have to wonder, Tyler, if that injury before impacted his shot attempt there at all. We'll see if we can get a replay, but nice job by Espinoza to try to tie up the game.
That's exactly what they want in this moment, as you can see. Goal so close, just missed the post.
Redhawks coming back the other way, and they're flying, but broken up there nicely by Steven Flores.
Like you said earlier, Nick, this Dolphins offense, they're not giving up. They are putting on the pressure as much as they can right now to avoid a draw and or a loss to this Redhawks team.
For the most part, the second half has been all Dolphins. And just some big plays by Benjamin Lascano of the Redhawks has kept this at a 1-1 tie at the moment, being with under 10 minutes left.
Most definitely. And that's more than enough time for either of these teams to either score again or not score at all.
Here's a chance. And broken up nicely by the Dolphins. Lascano boots it right towards the goalkeeper. And Amari Thompson, 6'2", needed all of his height there to grab that one. Initially knocked away from him, but then he's able to pick it up. And the Dolphins now potentially should have been getting a free kick there, but no foul called. Angulo shoots it high. I do like the aggressiveness there, though, Tyler. Like I said earlier, if you get a little bit of open space, you might as well take the shot.
Hey, especially from that distance, I mean, better hope your aim is on. Because it may not look far from where we're seeing, but goalie has a lot of time to react to a shot like that.
Miles Palmer trying to get a shot off by the Redhawks. Unable to, though. Palmer, the freshman from Fairport, New York. Got an injury. Yeah, Angulo's down. Allison's going to run over to him. And that would be Daniel Angulo, who's down on the ground. He's having some trouble. Allison will help him up and walk him off the field with 8:07 left in the second half. 1-1 game here. 3 shots on goal for the Dolphins. 7 corner kicks, 2 corner kicks for the Redhawks, and 1 shot on goal.
Looked like he was holding the back of that leg there once again. Definitely don't need a Dolphins player to go down like that again. Leg injury, no joke.
See if he's able to check back in quickly like Espinoza was before.
That's what you want from Dolphins. One of the Dolphins captains. Definitely be checked back into the game. Hopefully he's all right.
Talk about that Dolphin pride. He's under the tent still. Perhaps trying to stretch it out. And we'll keep an eye on him. He's getting some water right now. But on the pitch, Redhawks now with possession. Good defense of that corner kick. Bronco chases it down. Not the corner kick, the free kick. And Thompson kicks it ahead.
Nice play by Thompson.
Lascano from Chile throws it in to Toby Balam from Hawaii. A lot of players travel from far away to play for this Roberts Wesleyan squad.
Yeah, like you said, there was Australia, there was London. I think you mentioned Haiti too.
Bunch of things. Hawaii, Australia, Chile, London, England, Ontario, Quebec.
Soccer is
Bolivia, Colombia. Wow. A lot of international flair for this roster here.
Definitely the most popular sport in the world.
Six minutes left. And Jamali Peterson tackled to the ground, and he's going to be called for the foul. And he gets a yellow card. I don't understand it. Not sure what Jamali could have done there differently. From Antigua, Jamali, last year, one of the leaders of this team. See if he can make something happen. He's got speed. We know that. And here he comes down the right side of the field. Jamali kicks it forward. But the Redhawks get it. And Jamali Goes to the ground there. Bronco forward. Bronco with the ball. Let's see if he crosses it. And he waited a little too long, but that will result in a corner kick. With 5 minutes left, this is huge. We'll see what happens on this corner. All the fans are on their feet in the stands, anticipating this corner kick here. Looks like Bronco will take it. And Naranjo is nearby. Broncos kick right into the foot of Lascano, and it's come back the other way with a full head of fury is Luis Milan, who plays it ahead, and the Dolphins goalie Thompson able to scoop it up there. 4 minutes and 20 seconds left in this one. Jamali Peterson with the ball. He's pushed to the ground. No foul called. Dolphins maintain possession with Garcia. And Redhawks now looking to score and win this game. And tripped up, no foul called. Play on. And here come the Dolphins.
Nick, these teams are wasting no time whatsoever with trying to get these balls down the field.
No time to waste at this point because there's only 3 minutes and 40 seconds left as a foul is called on the Redhawks Dolphins now. The golden opportunity. Cueva to Bronco, who's got some supporters in the stands here.
That clock is running quick. This ball hasn't moved so much since we saw that first goal early in the first half.
That ball is booted into beyond the stands, into the street behind us here. Lascano throws it in. Give a shout out to Joe Foreman and Nick Pavona, Andrew Rotundo, and Patty Two Cams, who I'm sure are watching us from Joe Foreman's car as they head off to another sporting event. And Jamali Peterson kicks it ahead. And that shot goes towards the net, and a really nice job there to knock that away using his whole body. The defender can't quite catch the number here from our vantage point. I believe, though, it was Luis Asensio Cueva who made that nice stop with the ball. And now the Dolphins with Jamali Peterson with the ball. 2 minutes left in the half. Both teams now, it's do or die, Tyler. They need to start trying to get some shots on goal. And a possession ending like that is not going to do it. This ball is booted ahead. And tripped up. But no penalty. No foul on Miles Palmer as he goes down. Minute and 30 seconds.
Both of these teams are sprinting up and down the field, doing whatever they can to try and score this ball right
Daniel
now.
Angulo getting ready to check back in. He's on the sideline at midfield. So he'll check in at the next stop possession, or we'll see here as the shot is towards the net by Cueva, but knocked away by the defender. Got to be careful here you don't commit a foul or a penalty. 1 minute left in this half. Dolphins now had the opportunity there, but they give it away. And here come the Redhawks. Redhawks now with the numbers in their favor. And nice job to break up that pass. And Peterson comes out with it. 35 seconds. Naranjo with the ball. He plays it ahead. And offsides is whistled. So 20 seconds left. This is going to do it. We will end regulation here, unless there's a miracle, with a 1-1 tie. As that ball is booted ahead. Might be chance for a shot, but it's cleared away for the Dolphins. And that's it. 1-1 at the end of regulation.
Wow.
And a well-fought game, a hard battle for both teams, but that's going to do it here.
What a way to end. High intensity. Both teams really giving it their all right there.
Each team picks up a point, with the draw. So a good, hard-fought game here, and it ends in a 1-1 draw. To start things off in the first half, Tomas Nagy with the big goal for Roberts Wesleyan within the first 10 minutes to get the Dolphins down 0-1 and Roberts Wesleyan ahead 1-0. And in the second half, the difference was Miguel Espinoza being inserted in. He had a lot of energy, tied the game off that free kick right outside the box. And from there, 1-1 game. And that is how things ended. So that's going to do it here for this broadcast of East Coast Conference Soccer. For my broadcast partner and engineer, who did a great job today, Tyler Clark, I am Nick Durst. And we will see you next time right here on the East Coast Conference ECC Network. Once again, the College of Staten Island Dolphins and the Roberts Wesleyan Redhawks tie 1-1. Have a good night, everybody.